Good afternoon, Dan. Raging, how are you doing? I was going to put Man United up on the other screen. I had Sky Go running, but it's on BT Sport. Well, TNT Sport as it now is, and I refuse to pay for that, so I simply can't watch it. It's like I'm a BT customer, and it still costs a fucking fortune. So, yeah. Right. Who's going to bang it on pole? From the first two practice sessions, it didn't look like Red Bull and McLaren were entirely on form, and it looked like Ferrari were really strong. Mercedes seemed there or thereabouts, and then George Russell out of nowhere put in the fastest time after being nowhere in FP1 and FP2 thanks to a lot of problems. So all in all, I've no idea. Is the short answer. Absolutely no idea. Red Bull have gone back. Well, they've put like a new floor on, but it's like a blend of three of their floors that they've sort of tried. Mercedes, they've gone back to their old floor. Oh, thanks, Joe. It looked like, as well, from what people were saying, that Russell was running a very low rear wing, which is why he was so fast down the straight. One of the big cars is going to hit the wall in qualifying. I don't know who yet, but one of them. You predicted Charles Leclerc and Norris. Norris, I wouldn't say has been massively on the pace, you know, so far. Charles Leclerc has been, though. I've got a little wrap here. A little chicken wrap. I haven't had a chance to have dinner, so because we've been out, so you have to mind. Oh, actually, one sec. No Crofty this weekend either. I know some people don't like him. How dare you? Lance Stroll won't crash. No Martin Brundle either, but I think he does miss Baku. Very hot track temperature, a lot hotter than we thought it was going to be. Bloody hell, they're all really lined up, ready to go. I hear you, Turbo. I hear you. I wonder if anyone will attempt to do a slipstream. It'll be very interesting. Lewis is out on mediums, or going out on mediums. Colapinto, he had a crash in practice. So did Ollie Behrman, though, didn't he? I actually didn't see FP3. I missed it, so. Yeah. I don't think McLaren have been sandbagging for whatever reason. They just haven't seemed to nail it over one lap. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting because Red Bull certainly seem a little bit better around here. Max seems a lot happier. And McLaren, maybe not so much. So yeah, I didn't see FP3, so I didn't see the Behrman crash. I know of it, but I didn't actually see it. They spoke of team orders, but it isn't. Basically, they claimed that they wouldn't swap drivers, essentially. But it's hard to explain. Like, they talked about team orders, but they were still a little bit vague on it. Hmm. They're talking about Charles Leclerc not slowing for yellow flags and nothing to come of that. I didn't see that. I presume that was in FP3. Quite nice, this wrap. Sweet chili chicken on a brown wrap with spinach. It's all right, you know. A little bit of light mayo. Surprisingly tasty. Got to try and watch my weight. After the wedding last year, I was planning on keeping the weight off and, you know, had grand plans. I've indulged over the past year in, not being particularly healthy, and I've only just started doing it again before we go away. Onana saving a shot. Unbelievable. So we're here in September this year. We were in April last year. And apparently that's obviously, as you can imagine, a big difference where the sun is for the drivers. Max was obviously talking about it yesterday. The other thing with this circuit, and it is the same for other circuits, but this one I would say more so. If you get a tow on your fast lap from another car, that can be a significant amount of time. Could be a couple of tenths. So if you happen to get a tow, it could be a real difference. Now, with the amount of cars that are on track in FP1, in Q1, sorry, and Q2, there's a chance of that happening. In Q3, it can happen, but it's less so unless you orchestrate it with a teammate. Perez very quick around Baku as well. He always has been. Do you know what? I am very critical of street circuits for the most part. There's something about Baku that I don't mind, though. I don't know. I don't mind it. I think when we played a lot of the F1 game, I actually quite enjoyed driving Baku. Well, not in the latest game. It just seems wrong in the latest game, but in the ones before, I enjoyed driving Baku. I don't know why. 43.6 for Verstappen. But Perez has gone purple. Yeah, Perez is going to be 2.5 tenths quicker than Verstappen. Yeah, Perez 2 tenths quicker than Verstappen. If there's one circuit Perez is good at, it's Baku. He's just really good at Baku. The Baku god. Charles Leclerc? Ooh, slower. Sorry, how is Norris 8 tenths slower than Perez? He must have backed out. Sainz definitely backed out. Norris half a second off. Both McLarens almost half a second off. Wow. That is surprising. That is very surprising to me. Weird. Very weird. Anyway, Carlos Sainz is on a actual lap now. Purple through the first sector. Max saying that the car's jumping around on the rear axle. A lot of people have been complaining of that. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Baku why I don't mind Baku where I dislike other circuits, you know? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I because if you look at the layout, if this track came out now, I'd be critical of the layout. I was like, oh, look at it, it's just long straights. I'd be critical of it. So I'm not really sure why I don't mind it. Yellow flag sector 1 is because Sainz for some reason went to the runoff after he finished his lap. I'm not quite sure why he did that. Sonoda's getting a huge tow. Presumably, both of the Mercedes are going to now go out on soft tyres. Presumably. Where's Hulkenberg? Colapinto goes third? Sorry? What? Sorry, I went really high pitched. I don't know why. Hulkenberg's in 9th. Behrman goes 11th. That's decent. Colapinto's just absolutely smashed it into 3rd, only a 10th off Perez's time. Have we gone mad? I mean, it's wild. Afternoon shot. Absolutely wild. Max Verstappen saying he's nowhere. He's only 2/10 off his teammate who's got the fastest time. So he's not miles away. I mean, Piastri's gone a little bit quicker, but still nowhere near Perez's time. Yeah, still 2/10 off those two. Wild. Colapinto just tickling the wall there. Ooh. Yellow flag. Oh. Ollie, ollie, ollie. Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I tell you what, Sainz has been really testing these runoff areas this weekend. He's been in them a lot. Was George Russell through that incident, though, when the yellow flag was called? I don't know if he was or not. Yeah, Sainz just ran. I think it was, down at turn 2? Charles Leclerc goes half a second quicker. Okay. Purple middle sector from George Russell. I tell you what, Russell's had very little running, and he was nowhere yesterday, so fair play to the lad. I'll say that. Fair play to him. He's going to get a huge tow as well. Actually, they've all pitted, so. Second. Even with that tow, he's 3.5 tenths off Charles Leclerc. Oh, Lewis is fucking 8/10 off. What the hell? Yeah, Lewis is nowhere here. Absolutely no. I don't know what's up with Lewis. He's absolutely fucking amazing in practice and then goes to shit in qualifying. Just goes to shit in qualifying. And, you know, Russell was absolutely nowhere yesterday because he had no running in FP1. You know, he was completely out of sync in FP2. And Hamilton looked really good. And then for Russell now to be more comfortable with having very little running and Lewis to have gone the other way, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Ooh. So, what's Ricardo? Let's see what time Ricardo's going to do now. Ricardo and Tsunoda. Yeah, Ricardo goes 7th. Tsunoda with a purple middle sector. He's going quick as well. Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, they're all out again. Perez and Leclerc staying in. I think both Mercedes have gone out. Tsunoda goes 4th with that time. So, you know, I don't think any of those guys are safe. I don't see Bottas and Zhou Guanyu causing much in the way of trouble, though, if I'm being honest. Zhou Guanyu is going to be starting at the back, so we just gave Bottas a huge tow. Let's go, baby. That was huge for Bottas. That was huge. Right. Let's see what Max can do then. I mean, Max is safe. He's not. Max isn't fucking going out, is he? Unless he makes a mistake, in which case he will be ruined. Oh, no. Oh, he was lucky. The yellow flag went green. Ooh. He's 2.5 tenths down, but it's more than safe for Verstappen. Oh, it's a. I didn't see which one. It's an Alpine going slow through the castle section with a broken rear left, I think. Hmm. Colapinto! Albon and Colapinto, second and third. Woof. Hulkenberg goes P3. Oh, baby. Behrman goes P9. Goes third. Gasly goes P3. Yeah, the track is ramping up now. Oh, yellow flag, sector 3. It's green now, it's green. Norris is boxing! He's out! Oh my God, Lando. Oh my God. Oh, guys. They're throwing it away. They're throwing it away. Guys. 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 They're throwing it away. His team have apologized to him. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. His engineer was saying sorry to him, so I don't know. I can't believe Norris has gone out in Q1. Oh my lordy lordy. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, that's it. Like, I know I don't want to be dramatic here, guys, but Norris needed perfect weekends every remaining race, and for Max to fuck up. If that was Max, then Norris is licking his lips, but Norris has to be perfect every week. And not only a Ferrari right up there causing them grief, but he's now he's going to start the race in fucking 17th. So I mean, that's a big, big, big mistake. Well, it looked like he made a mistake out of the... Well, it's not the last corner, but the last proper corner. But his engineers apologized to him, so I'd like to listen to some team radio. There was a brief yellow flag, whether that's distracted him, whether his engineers told him to slow, and that's distracted him. There might be some other factors there. I'd have to look at it again. But that is quite ruinous. Ugh. Come on, Piastri! Did Danny Rick get knocked out? Yeah, he did. P16. Tsunoda P11. I don't know, maybe, Tom, because Zhou Guan Yu is going to start from the back. He's got a penalty. So, I don't know, maybe it would be worth just starting, you know. I don't know. It depends whether they think they're going to need another engine going forward in the season. If they think there's a chance, then they may as well just do it now. Gasly up in fourth. Obviously, the track was ramping up there at the end. Ocon put it in the wall, so he's going to start last. Oh, man. I said one of the big cars, one of the big drivers was going to put it in the wall. Now, Norris hasn't put it in the wall, but it is still a shock. Oof. That's a big oof. Lando, I know you can't tell everything from body language, but Lando looks a little bit stressed. I mean, I tell you what, that Williams is quick. You remember, before this season, for the last couple of years, the Williams was like a straight line merchant. They were like lightning quick in a straight line. So on fast circuits, they did really well. It was like their superpower. But as they've tried to develop the car and become a little bit better at other circuits, they've lost a little bit of that. But for whatever reason, they are quick around here. They are quick. Ollie Behrman outqualifies Lando Norris on his first race. Well, it's not his first race because he drove for Ferrari. On his first race for Haas. Yeah. Oh, Norris. Come on, we wanted a close fight to the end. You're making it easy for Max Verstappen. Just listening to what Lando's got to say about it. He's not saying a fucking thing. Lando basically saying he lifted because of the yellow flag. But at the same time, he did go over the exit curb. So is he using that as an excuse or... Do you know what? Do you know what's a little bit frustrating? And I'd have to see this again. I think Ocon was limping around with his broken car. Because Max passed him, didn't he? Well, he obviously didn't ignore the yellow. He lifted, he said. If you ignore the yellow, it's a grid penalty. It's a pretty... It depends on how much you ignored it as to how severe the penalty is, but it's a very serious thing, not slowing for a yellow flag. But Ocon, we saw him getting out of the way of Max. Ocon was... Why is Russell accelerating there when there's a McLaren ahead of him? Ocon was moving round when his whole right rear was hanging off. What's the point? Just park it. What's the matter with you? You can't carry on with qualifying. Why is he... Yeah. Like, I feel like he just needed to take that up a slip road, honestly. I don't know why he crawled back to the pits with it. He can't carry on with qualifying. And it's not like there's another session today that he needs to get the car back to the garage quickly for. So, unnecessary, but yeah. I think he ruined a couple of people there because of that. Yeah, it was the second yellow. Yeah. You do feel for Norris. They weren't massively quick, though, it has to be said. But he probably, I think, would have been quicker than Verstappen. And that's all he needs to be. Such a tricky track, this one. Looking quick for Charles Leclerc. It's Carlos Sainz going quick out and over. I mean, he should. The thing is, he should have parked it because, like, it's not like it's a broken wing and he can get back to the pits and fix the wing and get back out. His car was fucked. There's not another session today. It's not like this was a sprint and he had a race or something. Just park it. You're out. Done deal. Like, all he's done is fucked other people. That's all he's done. As Piastri goes purple, but I do think McLaren are on a new set. Russell goes quickest, but the Ferraris run a used set, so. Hamilton is slow, man. 4/10 down on Russell. I don't know what's going on with Lewis, but he is way off the pace. Way off the pace. It's 8/10 down on Piastri's time. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on there. Hamilton having another qualifying mare. If Russell was on a used set, then that's lightning quick. Verstappen goes quickest, 42.0 on a new set, but even still, Perez goes second, 42.2. Yeah, Lewis has got to sort his shit out, man, and he knows this. He can't keep having shit qualifying because it's costing him. He's so quick in the races, but he's just... The qualifying's so tight now that a 10th here and there is just not good enough. So, Sainz and Leclerc are on used tyres, but 1.1 seconds is a lot. Even on used tyres, that delta difference between... I mean, track evolution, I get, but... Let's see. I'm really interested to see where Colapinto ends up, actually, because, I mean, he's had a pretty decent qualifying so far. I mean, Lando's situation was unlucky, but it was also Esteban Ocon. I mean, Ocon's fucked multiple drivers there. He was actually lucky to an extent. Verstappen was lucky that the Ocon situation didn't fuck him. Because if he gets there, 3 seconds earlier, it's yellow flag, and he has to back off on his lap, and he might have been out of qualifying. Literally a couple of seconds difference, and he would have had to back out. Carlos Sainz starting a quick lap now on a new set. I don't know why that gap is so big between... Looked a little bit understated for Carlos Sainz through the middle section as he heads up to Castle. Yeah, Charles Leclerc quick. Looking quick, Ferrari here. Looking real quick. Charles Leclerc 4/10 up on Max Verstappen. Sainz lost quite a bit of time because he's half a second off Verstappen. Oh, but he does lose out, though. Slow in that final sector. That's curious. That's very curious. Verstappen stays in first. Well. It could be more downforce because Charles Leclerc was up by almost 4/10 in the middle sector and he lost it all in the final sector. And the final sector is basically full throttle. It's the twisty section and then the long straight. Yeah, I'm telling you, Hamilton's going out. I don't know what's going on. He was really quick in FP1, FP2, FP3. Well, not FP3. And then, as always happens, now he's nowhere. Literally nowhere in qualifying. Like, Russell got fuck all running in FP1 and FP2. Was really struggling. Lewis said he was really happy with the car. Now, Russell, who's had no running, he's on pace. Lewis, half a second off. Like, and it's the same. Like, in every qualifying session, like, he's terrible. He's just terrible. And the field is so close now that a 10th or 2 is the difference between 3rd and 8th. And so there's a very good chance here that Lewis does actually go out. And even if he doesn't go out, I don't see him having a good starting position. He'll be down the bottom end of the top 10, I think. He's just really, really not able to qualify for some reason. He's not able to extract that one lap pace that he used to be able to. It's a lot to do with the tires, supposedly, you know, getting them in the right window and a little bit too much temperature is ruined, a little bit too, temperature's too low, it's ruined, and he's obviously struggling with his driving style. A lot was made of this. Apparently, his driving style is very aggressive into corners. But that doesn't work with this current generation of car and tyres. And so he struggles in qualifying, and he just hasn't got on top of it. And for whatever reason, it's definitely working better for George Russell. Even with very little practice, George Russell's quicker than Hamilton now. Hamilton's struggling, and, you know, George is the quicker Mercedes. If anyone's going to trouble the front row, it's going to be George and not Lewis. Lewis is like fucking miles off. Like, it's not even close. He's miles off in every session. This gyrocam is fucking horrible on the streets of Baku. I don't like it at all. Let's see what Oliver Behrman can produce. So yeah, when Hamilton ends up in 11th, guys, don't be shocked. Russell, 3.5 tenths down on Verstappen's time. I don't think Mercedes have the pace, you know, and Red Bull have got the pace out of somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Hamilton, 8.5 tenths off in the first two sectors. Like, he's like half a second off his teammate in those two sectors. Like, what is going on with him, man? Hamilton only 7th. Albon's going to go quicker. Colapinto's going to go quicker. Behrman might go quicker. And Tsunoda, I think, will go quicker. So I think Hamilton's going to end up in 11th. Colapinto goes 5th. There you go. Like, come on, Lewis. You're having a laugh, mate. Behrman goes 10th. I don't think that's going to be enough, though. Alonso goes 5th. Oh, Lewis might have got lucky here. What about Tsunoda and Gasly? Like, he's 4 tenths slower than Russell. Like, it's just... I don't know what's going on. Whether he's changed setup, but he seems so much slower than he was yesterday. I know he's been struggling qualifying, but he's losing half a second in the middle sector every time. Like, he's losing in the middle sector every single time. By the time he gets past the first two sectors, he's 8 tenths off. Literally every lap. I mean, what the fuck? How can Lewis have had two practice sessions before today, be really, really comfortable, and now be like miles off the pace? How has he managed that? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's frustrating because his race pace has been good, but he's just never anywhere to make use of it, you know? Yeah, Colapinto, I mean, that is surprising. Oh, that's the wrong one. So fair play. Colapinto in his punto. Yeah. I mean, guys, I think Lewis is going to start. I think Lewis is going to start P10. You know, I think George Russell's going to start P4. I think Lewis is going to start P10 with two very fast Williams ahead of him. I'm starting to think a Red Bull's going to get pole. You know, I'm starting to think Red Bull's going to get pole. It's going to be Charles Leclerc or Max Verstappen. I'm going to go Charles Leclerc for pole. Yeah, I'm going to go Charles Leclerc for pole. I mean, listen, it could easily be a Red Bull 1-2 because their pace in Q2 there was very strong. So, Bono was telling Lewis, it's 7/10 to Verstappen. It's half a second sector one, 4/10 in the middle, a tenth and a half up in the final. Lewis says, I can't get the tyres on. And Bono says, yeah, that's what it looks like. Lewis says, no prep. So this is all tyres. Lewis just can't get the tyres working. He just can't. And that's why he isn't able to get the pace. Oh, yeah, listen. If Perez is winning the race, he's absolutely being told to move the fuck over. I mean, and listen, while we don't agree with team orders, we understand them. They're in a real fight now. Also, a 1-2 here in the constructors would be incredible for Red Bull. It would be exactly what they need. I think this Lando Norris yellow flag is bullshit. I think he just made a mistake and he's using it as an excuse. Because there was actually no yellow flag. I think he just made a mistake and he's trying to claim that it was a yellow flag just to save face. I think he just made a mistake. He went over the curb, made a mistake. Because from that replay, when he lost time, he wasn't slowing there. He just went over the curb. We'd have to see a proper replay of that, but yeah, I do think the Ferrari and Red Bull look like they're the quickest. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, unless a radio message has come through saying it was a yellow and that's distracted him, he's backed off, he's made a mistake because of the call or something, and it wasn't a yellow. I don't know. Yeah, but there was nothing on his steering wheel, and there was no board to say yellow. Not when he got there. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Need to hear from Norris. I'm sure he'll get asked about it. We'll find out. So, I think McLaren are gonna. I don't think Piastri is gonna be able to get pole. I think it is Red Bull and Ferrari. Hmm. The two Willies. Oh, the two Williams. Sorry, thought we were having an entirely different conversation. I mean, he didn't force Perez to come to a stop. It looked like he waved them through. He slowed down. They moved out, I think, because he started slowing down. You imagine stood by a castle watching Formula One. That's wild, isn't it? Just in the archway of an old castle, just watching Formula One cars go past. Perez slowed down, just inviting them to pull out. It wasn't the other way around, I don't think. Right. Yeah, this gyro cam looks weird in Baku because there isn't really that much elevation on the circuit anyway. I don't like it. It just makes me feel weird. George Russell's going to put it in the wall on turn 11. Heard it here first. Yeah. Hmm. See, Russell's 2 tenths quicker than Hamilton just in the first sector. Good middle sector for Russell as well. Oh, well. Piastri going quicker, though. 41.9 for Russell. Hamilton, Yeah, I mean, listen. Yeah. So Piastri on used tyres goes ahead as Leclerc goes ahead as well. Hamilton was 5/10 slower than Russell, though. Like, I'm telling you, he's miles off everywhere, even on his own teammate. Right, Max Verstappen. It's not even just a 10th here or there. Verstappen only goes P5. It's not just a 10th here or there. He's half a second off Russell. Like, it's crazy. Colapinto goes P8. Very, very good showing from Colapinto. Perez goes ahead of Verstappen. So the Red Bulls were on a new set of tyres and Piastri was on used, yet he was quicker. Oh, yeah, Verstappen got a huge snap on the exit curb. Yeah, he screwed it. So he lost loads of time there. He would have been... I mean, he lost a lot of time there. Because he would have lost time all the way down the straight as well. So... Yeah, Lewis asking for the temperatures to get up, but I feel like that was a desperation call from Lewis there. It felt really desperate. Like, come on, guys, get those temps up. It felt really... Ugh. Basically, Afi, it's not as simple as this, but it's actually down to driving style. This has actually been talked about quite a bit, and it's really interesting. Throughout Lewis's entire career, his driving style was very much hard braking into a corner, fast acceleration out. Whereas these tyres don't like that. They like a smoother application of brake and a smoother application of throttle, and it's just not his style. And I think a lot of... That's not an excuse, by the way. Drivers need to adapt, and he hasn't. But this has been something that he's struggled with now in this whole generation of car and tyres. His style just doesn't suit the way that you have to manage the tyres. And for whatever reason, he's quick over a race. Because if you put him in the race pace, I still think his race pace is quicker than George. He's able to manage the tyres better. But over one lap, he can't get the temperatures and can't get the temperatures under control to get that pace over one lap. And it's something he's struggled with for the last few years. So, yeah. I mean, we criticised Daniel Ricciardo for not being able to adapt at McLaren and RB, and to a certain extent, it's not the same with Lewis because his performances in the races are good. But his qualifying, hasn't been good. Oh, no! The Williams! Oh, no. How the hell have they left that? Oh, my God. Can he get it? Just throw it! Throw it, Alex! Throw it! Throw it! Just come and get it, Marshall! Just come and get it, please! Oh, no. How has that happened? How has that happened? It's a luminous yellow. Oh, he might not get to the flag now, guys. I don't know if he'll get there or not. Will he get to the line? He's going to have to... He'll have a terrible... he won't be able to manage the tyres at all. He'll have to just gun it. Well, yeah, definitely an unsafe release, isn't it? So, Russell, 3/10 down in the first sector. I don't think he's going to be struggling the front row. I don't think either Mercedes are, obviously. Yeah, Piastri is quicker in the first sector, but it's marginal. Russell's going to need a really good middle sector. 3.5 tenths down. I mean, he'll still be more than quick enough to beat Lewis Hamilton, though. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, 8 tenths in the middle sector. Standard? Like, what? It's been the same every single time. Oh, Lewis, sort yourself out, man. Russell stays 4th. Ooh. 7th. Purple final sector, but... Piastri goes 2nd! Oh, Carlos Sainz doesn't seem like he's improving, and Verstappen doesn't seem like he's improving. Charles Leclerc goes quicker. Perez is purple in the first sector, though. Max Verstappen's nowhere. Verstappen's nowhere. Alonso goes P8. Yeah, Verstappen's miles off. He's not improving. Colapinto ahead of Albon. Albon did have a terrible... I don't think Albon crossed the line, did he? Verstappen goes ahead of Perez. Perez goes 4th. Perez goes 4th ahead of Russell, ahead of Verstappen. Woof. Charles Leclerc. He's looked good around here, Charles Leclerc. He's looked good. Fair play. Yeah. Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. Yeah, Hamilton's 1 lap pace. Oh my god. I don't know. That's the worst it's been this season. Well, maybe not the worst, but that's one of the worst it's been. Like, really, really poor from Lewis. He just hasn't... He was complaining of tyre temps the entire qualifying. Wasn't able to get them where he wanted them. Lewis might have more race pace tomorrow. He's going to fucking hope so. Yeah. So, listen, all I'm saying is it could be an interesting race. Alonso, Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Perez, all, you know, together, fairly similar pace, and then Piastri and the two Ferraris, it could be pretty interesting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right. That's it from me. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back on the flip side. Yeah, have a lovely weekend, whatever you're up to. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a lovely time. And I will see you on the flip side. Goodbye!